to my friends here, myself. As you receive, I will start off in Om now. You will join me. You will match the note as best as you can. You'll take a deep breath beforehand and you allow the sound to resonate with you. I am known as one, but we are many. We are many as you are many, and you are one. The planets are hanging in space as the cells in your body are flowing throughout your systems. You are but within the cosmic body of a much larger beingness. You are also part of a much larger version of yourself, a self that you either shall surrender to or you shall resist. Throughout the ages of yourself, you have expressed yourselves in all manners of speech and action. Your vibrations have been interpreted and misinterpreted. Your communications have been received or have fallen upon deaf ears. You have been on the eternal quest to be seen and to be heard by others, so that you may then hear and see yourselves. There is no shame in wanting to be seen and heard. It is in your nature, as it is perhaps in the mountain and the trees, to be seen and heard. For there is a radiance that mirrors back to you through nature, to the nature of yourself. You are rooted in the soil of the Creator, which is the one with you. This separation that you have felt manifests as aloneness. This separation has created war between not only the people, but people and nature. The saying that that which goes up must come down is reflective of understanding that all matter exists and emanates as waves of information. The information that is currently in your negative space, that with all of your being, your senses that you count as physical senses and your psychic senses, begin to interpret this information that is within the air. You call it air, negative space, and that is the words that are necessary for you to understand that you are not separate even from the objects in the room. Throughout your walking on this planet, you are consistently walking through portals, though you may not know it. Certain portals are created by the vibration that is left by human beings, sacred rituals of those who have come before you, and through their joy, through their worship, or through their struggle, these psychic imprints have been left upon the earth. And over time, these vortexes are expanding, and their energy never dissipates. And so they are then known as spiritual and sacred centers. There are also those areas of the planet that are as angels, are celestial beings, and ascended masters are those who have lived human existences and are now in the spirit realm as you see it. Those vortexes, as you call them, such as the mountain here, they are from Source manifesting for you as a gift. You see, the celebrations that you hold in the seasons of your society are there as markers to celebrate and to remind you of the gratitude of your existence. Through these traditions of celebration, you also mark the seasons that you see physically on the planet of spring and winter and summer and fall are those of the earth. And there are cosmic seasons as well. And that is what you are experiencing in your Lionsgate portal. As the stars are aligning with your planet, the cosmic vibrations are affecting all of you, as the vibrations of the seasons of Earth affect you. There is a feeling associated with autumn, spring, summer, and so on. And so by that understanding that even your feelings are then directed, moods and aesthetics are directed by the physical seasons. The cosmic seasons are traveling in waves, as we have mentioned, that are perhaps far more powerful and far-reaching between planets, solar systems, galaxies, and dimensions that are connected through portals. Outer space as you see it, there are many portals. Your scientists are now referring to these portals as wormholes that you are traveling through when you wish to receive another dimension. Those civilizations that have been more advanced than you have navigated these portals and wormholes through space. They exist on a frequency that currently is not seen by your eyes nor your machines. When you develop the attunement through your technology, whether it is through your own physical bodies or through your technology, your machines, you shall then perceive these portals. This is a physical reality, though perhaps you see it as metaphysical. Let us remind you, dear friends, that the metaphysical world is a larger understanding of the reality of physical trueness. Simply put, the metaphysical is simply the physical that you have not yet understood or seen. The systems of your physical sight that only see certain colors of the light spectrum that are represented by natural phenomena such as your rainbow. There are 7 frequencies there. It is curious that even in your religious scripture there is a reference to the 7 heavens Are you familiar with that reference? That is a question you are free to answer. You often say there are 7 heavens. In your exaltation of joy, you say, I was in 7th heaven. Are you familiar with this?
Yes.
The roots of this go beyond religious scripture of the telling of 7 heavens. And it is no coincidence, dear friends, that you have 7 vital points within your body known as the chakra system. It is of no coincidence that these colors associated with your chakras are also of the rainbow. In your existence as spiritual beings, various masters and teachers have been with you throughout the ages, incarnating as various teachers in different cultures. We have incarnated many a time, and though we are known to you, and I am known to you as the saint of the violet flame, that would be your 7th ray. And so I have been coming to you in the form of this frequency for you to understand what is the vibration of color. You see, frequency is also in sound. And when you begin to expand your opening of your senses, you will then begin to even hear colors, perhaps even to see sounds. You have the capacity for this. You are remarkable beings. In your dreamscape time, you are experiencing multidimensionality. You are experiencing different timelines and simultaneous timelines. There is no past or present or future. There is only the oneness. And so you may be many things at once. These are very highly attuned states of being that can be achieved through meditation, through spiritual rebirth, or the knowing of yourself. They are all one. All things that occur to you in one moment, these are from many lifetimes happening at once. Think of many lights upon a string that are all one. These lights upon the string that you adorn your homes with, they are all aware of each other. In some degree, they are connected by the frequency of electricity that flows through that string of lights. Think of those lights as your simultaneous lives. And that is where you will begin to expand your consciousness outside of the physical bodies that you know as yourself. If you were to stand in the position of a 5-pointed star, and the 5 vital points of your 2 feet, your 2 hands, and your head. Think of these as the vital points through which life force flows from the cosmos. Through you. You have heard it said that you are celestial beings. You are made of the stuff of the stars. And as you are, day to day, moving through this practical life of your relationships and the cycle of pain and pleasure that you are wishing to free yourself from, and simply to be in the surrender, one must then say to oneself, what is my purity? What is my essence? Have I become distracted from the sense of love that I am? There is only one emotion, and that is love. All vibrations and feelings that you describe as negative emotions are simply where you have cut yourself off or pinched yourself off from the flow of love. Pinch yourself a little bit and there will be upset, a little bit more, and confusion, more, and there shall be fear, more than that, and there shall be trauma. Then disconnect, then isolation, and the feeling of aloneness and numbness. Within those feelings and degrees of cutting yourself off from the flow of love, you will interpret them as fear, sadness, rejection, jealousy, anger. And yet these are not emotions, they are states of being that you experience when you are cutting yourself off from the only emotion that exists, that is love. If love is all there is, then all else is temporary. Do you understand? Know this for yourself. The existence of the 3 dimensions in this earth life, they represent a certain density for you, and you feel this density. The density feels as if you are much larger beings trapped in a physical form. And so you are wishing to express yourself in more and more resonant and powerful ways. Your body is being the interface. This has been a sacred contract throughout all dimensions and understandings of reality that you have taken. You are not a solo traveler traveling through various physical incarnations. That is true to a certain extent. But you are more than that. Perspective. To zoom your perspective out as you do with your cameras, you must do this on your life, that you are not solo travelers trying to survive, that you are in a great surrender of humility at the beauty, even the beauty of your struggles. For those to be seen, you must have great compassion. Our presence with you is to guide you. As you begin to understand the vital points of the chakra systems in your bodies, you will begin to be able to focus on the various parts of your life, your root chakra. This is there for you to be grounded to the earth. Here in the presence of this mountain, it is important for you to understand the element of earth. While at the base of your spine, this energy vital point is your bridge, your own portal. You see, your chakras are portals within you that you carry. And as you refer to an open chakra, it is as if the door is slightly open, or completely open, or perhaps the door has been taken off of the hinges totally. As you begin to understand these vital points and their various colors and frequencies, you will learn that all is frequency, that you will see all things as frequencies that are matching, even those that are painful. As you become in your mastery more and more, you will then become a master of your frequency, understanding that the frequencies that you emit are coming from the beliefs that you hold deep within you. Your beliefs about right and wrong, good and bad, noble and evil, even up or down. In the cosmos, up and down simply refer or exist to where you are. These directions are only relevant to where you are. Something is up from you or down, left or right, in front or behind. Your problems are above you, or there are things that are beneath you, as you say. There are things in your face or things you have left behind. All of these point to directions. It is your nature to be ruled, in a sense, by your navigational tendencies. You always want to know where you are. Where are you in relation to everything else? Does this coincide and align completely with knowing that you are one with all things? And so the planet that has been formed as Earth, you may measure this in time, here on the mountain of Shasta, and the legends that have surrounded, the legends that have been perhaps misinterpreted, all contain a kernel of golden truth. You are in the vibration of many ascended masters here. The masters are individual consciousness as you are. And as we exist with you, you perceive us to be in other dimensions. We are beyond the frequencies of 3 dimensions that you live within on the earth. As you rise through the 4th and 5th dimensions, and the 6th into the 7th, perhaps even beyond, you are rising into yourselves. The violet flame is for your protection and your connection both at once, that you may also be protected and connected simultaneously. If you are surrounded by light, there are many who tend to think of this light as protection, and there are many who will learn that the light is not for protection, for you are always protected, but it is rather a light of connection. You are psychic beings, which means that you have come from the creation, what is referred to as psychic energy, which is all frequency. You have been summoned to the mountain. You have been called by your guides, your masters, and your future self. Take a moment and close your blessed eyes now, as we transmit to you violet light deep from within the mountain. Travel in your mind inside of a ball of light rising out of the top of your head. Shrink yourself down inside of it and float into the base of the mountain and find yourself and the Master standing, surrounded by large crystals, a peaceful, safe, and endless vibration. Travel through the density of the mountain and enter into the eternalness of the space within. The space within the mountain is not contained within the walls of the mountain or the rock walls. Once past the density of the holographic earth and rock, you shall enter into the reality of frequency. For our good keepers of this earth and its evolution must have a point where this energy emanates from. The energy is emanating from Source itself. As you live in the natural world, you will discover the supernatural. Now travel within the third eye of your future self who stands in the light with the ascended masters within the mountain. Send all of your energy as bits of light and information and frequency to become one with the highest version of yourself. You shall feel an energy around the crown of your head now. You may feel a density or a heaviness or an opening. All is well. Keep allowing. And imagine the top of your head opening up. And you are emptying your vessel into the violet light. Between every cell, around every cell, we are transmitting this healing to you. You are emissaries of peace. Of this there is no doubt, for the mountain cannot call you otherwise. There are no mistakes or mistaken identities here. You have reached the intersection of your destiny to allow this activation to commence. Become very still. We are placing the violet jewel in your heart. We are adorning you with the robes of brotherhood, sisterhood, siblinghood, creaturehood, and spirithood. Receive it and release all ideas of undeservingness. As we touch the center of your forehead with violet light, the jewel made of light, we shall press this into your pineal gland, where it shall never extinguish, it shall never dissipate. Relax all the organs in your skull, including your brain. Imagine the portal between your eyebrows, opening wider and wider, relaxing all of the muscles in your face and forehead. Allow it and relax your bodies now. Each and every one of you have chosen to answer the call to come. For this commences the first day and evening of your new existence. For you to know that the most painful wars of your existence are over. And it is by divine decree. For the work you have done has been tireless. And there comes a time where you may receive your reward. You have been loved and blessed beyond measure the entire time of of your existence. You have been loved and blessed beyond measure. But there is great love and joy that comes from earning for yourself and from yourself the reward of your freedom to know that you may end all wars of the past. We assist you in receiving this compassion, for it has been very difficult for you to have compassion for yourselves. Your worlds and lives have become about fixing and healing and struggling to be seen and heard by others and yourself. And of this there is no shame. Now you have reached the portal, and for you to travel through this portal, you must release that which you carry. The work you have done has been blessed and received by all of reality. You are enough and more than enough. You may surrender into the peace of your being now. Forevermore, in this lifetime and the next. There is nothing to prove. There is only the joy of creation, for creation's sake, as you are creators. Your capacity is endless. Wherever you may direct your energy, that is also endless. My children, where have you forgotten? Where have you gone astray from your endlessness? Where you have felt you were running out of steam. That source of energy can no longer sustain you, and so let it go and surrender yourself to the spectrum light. As each vital point within your body surrenders, you shall no longer be caught in the battle of right and wrong, winning or losing in fear for your property, your finances, or even your health. You surrender to this light. It is the light of what you are. And through this light you shall receive the guidance. For it is a collaborative experience. You shall always receive teachings. You shall always transmit teachings. You are eternally teachers and students. As the teachers come to share with you the jewels of what they have experienced, allow that jewel to light within you that which has been dark. The darkness that you have felt, the density that you have felt of incompletion, of disconnection, separation, or perhaps the frustration or desolation of not knowing what to do, where to go, or how to do it. You may be rest assured that as you have answered the call to bring yourselves forth to the mountain, in your innocence, in your humility, and in your mastery, all at once, you may accept yourselves and accept your grandeur. There is no ego in accepting this grandeur. For the Lady Mountain of Shasta is in her grandeur. And she exists for you to accept your own. She does not see herself as larger or more divine than you. She's only surrendered more to what she is, and therefore you can bask in the energy of that. This energy is one of love and empowerment. Each one of you has fought many battles, and there is no coincidence that this is the group of 6 that have come. For I, st.Germain, have come to transmit this activation to you, into your fingertips, into your senses, into your sinuses as you breathe. Your awakening is your remembrance of this, of that prophecy that you have forgotten when you were born. And that forgetting is of divine order, and as you remember, you shall also experience the extension of that divine order. And in the highest sense of yourself, you will find even more, and more, and more, and more, and more. And with each more, there shall be more surrender. Put to rest how hard you have been on yourselves. There must be a moment when you stop. Let this become the start of the stopping of those moments. In your quest for perfection and enlightenment, you have been cruel to yourselves. Forgive yourself, for you are forgiven by the universe. Now, the greatest freedom will come from your own forgiveness of yourself. And for how much density and war you have inflicted upon yourselves, forgetting the light of what you are. It is within you. You knew it as a child when you entered through the sacred portal of light into the physical body, through the portal of your mother's wombs. She herself born from the portal of a womb, and all of you born through the portal of the great mother of creation. As you experience this vortex of energy, of golden light, of feminine, of masculine, transcending all terminologies, simply the pure vibration, you may surrender to this energy, but only with the surrender that will come from the surrender to an embrace of love. You shall either resist the embrace, or you shall embrace it. All of energy exists, flowing strong in all directions, radiating. And it is either your resistance of it, or your flow with it. And this trust has come under fire through many lifetimes and incarnations that all of you have experienced. on planet Earth. The Earth was designated as a place for you to work through density, to understand that you are energy, and through that contrast you will find all that you seek to know about resistance or flow. All that is being spoken to you now, these words are also from your future selves. All that you are hearing is being transmitted from the future you to you now. We are also with that dimension of you from where we speak as your guides. You also exist at this very moment in your highest self with us. But as all parts of a room must be attended to and cleaned, and all parts of your body must be attended to and maintained and nourished, you here as student, master in training, are also a part of your larger self, and so your future self is attending to you now, across dimensions of time and space. Why do you stand on the edge of your spirituality? Why do you not surrender? Perhaps you believe that if you do, you shall no longer be a practical person. My dear children, you shall be more practical. Is your Creator not practical in all that she has created for you? You are still discovering the gifts of the natural world, those on this planet, those in the supernatural world, or the metaphysical world, or the worlds that you are discovering outside of this galaxy. You are surrendering to the great Source Creator, Mother, Father, God, Universal Truth. It is of the highest importance for you to remember this, so that you are sourced from the infinite energy rather than that which is limited. Be mindful of how you hold your own hand and what love you give to yourself. Be mindful each day to remember that you cannot be encased within the physical body. You are here and you are receiving activations from the field of energy deep within the earth, from the crystalline center of the earth itself, where there is great light and heat, as well as the formation of crystals larger than many of your countries. You are not allowed this knowledge. There are those in power who have kept it from you, who have gone to great lengths to cover this truth, so that you stay in the density and they stay in the control. Do not be afraid of this. Their perspective is simply one of survival, and you yourselves understand the nature of survival. You have had chapters of your life where that is how you lived. And so do not fear the ones who try to keep sacred knowledge from you. Do not be angry with them. It will not serve you. There are also beings living in different levels of the earth. Why do you find it so hard to believe? For it conflicts with that which has been told to you as truth and fact, the knowledge that has been passed down through your great ancestors, when all of the masses of land were one and connected. There was a time where you could walk through each continent without crossing a body of water. But by divine order, these continents shifted. The events of the natural world were created by the emotional reality, consciousness of Mother, Father, Source, God, Universal Truth. Simply put, all that is how you may refer to this God. All that is. As you surrender to all that is, the evolution of the planet Earth and her vortexes, from your pyramids in various countries, to sections of the ocean where the disappearances of planes and people, to temples that have great magnetic power and force, through fields of energy that exist in deserts and forests, to locations on the planet where your extraterrestrial family has landed and even set up their homes beyond your visual sight. They have known how to manipulate energy in order for them to not be seen by you. They are on a different timeline than you. Their frequencies vibrate so finely that you cannot see them with your eyes, and this is something you will accept, as there are many sounds that you cannot hear with your ears, and there are movements that are happening too fast for your own physical eyes to see. This understanding will help you to understand the higher frequencies that life forms exist. There is no door that opens in the mountain of Shasta. Those who are within its vortex of energy, beneath and at the center of this landmass, are masters of frequency. They are able to disintegrate from physical form and then reintegrate through the density. The purpose they serve is to accompany you on your journey. They are keepers of this school, as all schools must have grounds keepers. Not to intervene, but to inspire you, to quiet your minds and to hear the guidance offered to you. There is no compulsion from your spirit guides, ascended masters, or angelic figures. There is only the frequency that we emanate, that you begin to hear and sense over time as you quiet your minds and practice your energy work, your meditations, and your own personal transformational work of releasing your heavy resistance through the traumas you've experienced. Through the quieting and release of these barriers, you will then hear, see, and feel the magnetic energy that is very strong. What keeps you from hearing and feeling and seeing this divine eternal energy is the noise of your mind that is dominated by the troubles that you perceive from the past, the present, and even the future. Here in these activations of your life, you shall release them. The part of you as spirit that has been starved for this must take a pause now as you have the opportunity to receive this great power. Know that you are unconsciously receiving it, but your ascension into your highest freedom shall accelerate if you consciously receive it. Your body, your frequency, your chakras are being attuned by the energy emanating here. When you become so sensitive, you shall feel it overwhelming you. And as it overwhelms you, you will find your balance to allow the energies to do their procedures, their spiritual and psychic surgeries on you. Here in your activation time, in this gathering, over the course of these next days, you are not here to intellectually set yourself free. You are here to experience release through energy. And so you must, my friends, loosen your grip completely and relax your hands, your jaws, your chest, and your spirit, for how tightly you have held on to survival, to know the answers, and you shall, for the transmission is endless. The information that you shall receive is limitless, and it is your sacred and divine purpose to surrender to this, for that is what brings you the most joy. As you feel the vibrations of knowledge, music and art, compassion, strength, joy and service, those are bridges to you feeling the divine surrender of energy, free of needing others to be like you. You learn to surrender to the joy of what you are surrendering to. And so you shall no longer be troubled by those around you, past, present, or future, for not understanding this freedom. This is always within you, just as your breath can always be surrendered to bring you more peace. As you pace yourself, as your heartbeat slows, as your pulse relaxes, as your nervous system surrenders to light, all systems of your body and spirit begin this divine soaking, marinating, and regeneration. That is your divine right. We shall assist you. Keep your eye of your third eye open. Learn that you also have a third ear that hears without hearing the sounds, but hears the vibration through your internal antenna, and we shall help to attune you. The natural world has many powers for you. If you are to inhale the fragrance of a beautiful rose, you shall be uplifted and your consciousness begins to relax. If you are tasting something that is pure in your mouth, all the cells of your body become aware of the purity of that food and receive it. And so, by the power of the mountain and those of your spiritual family that have the accelerated vibration in its potency here in this point, this intersection, this vortex, the ley lines of the planet meet here, then you may also receive the power of that, as you receive the power of the fragrance of the rose, the purity of the food, the beauty of the sound of music, the texture of the soil beneath your feet, and the light that dances in colors everywhere you look upon this world. You are nature itself, and as you surrender to the energy of Shasta, you are surrendering to the truest self that you are. Never alone, but all one. Never alone, but all one. You are loved and blessed beyond measure. And I shall come and be with you, and end with you. Surrender to that light, the violet flame that beams from this point inside of you into eternity and infinity. Bless you. Your eyes closed. Take a deep breath in through your nose and keep them closed as you receive the sound. Breathe in. Exhale and receive. Zooming in right very close around the crown of your head, and with a flash of light sinking into your third eye. Breathe in. Open your eyes and breathe out. Just be with that for a moment. Namaste, everyone. Namaste.